male running down the street.
I just need to know what he was doing wrong.
Tonight, more calls for racial equality at police accountability.
Police here now firing tear gas into the crowd.
For 6 days, the section
Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to
stay on point. I've been trying to save my voice, but y'all gave me no choice. The world gone mad, can't ignore this noise. Look at these people found dead in the streets. I got some partners that hate the police. Me, I'm just trying to hold on to my peace, cause I'm liable to lose it and go get the peace. I need a reason, I need a season. Pleading with Jesus, all of this grieving. They be like, if you and what you believe in. I do not trip, I keep it G. What in the H you say in the I? Ain't no JK when I'm talking to God. Don't need a reason to open my eyes. If I'm still breathing, I'm running for mine, man. Yeah, I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into the spit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
Go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not to.
I might go crazy, I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s, I might go off, or they better not try me, it might get dicey. I ain't tryna go back to the old me, I'm tryna hang on like my mama told me. Sometimes legs get weak and your arms give out and you sink to the bottom slowly. A grown man wishing that somebody hold me. Never knew my daddy, so nobody showed me. Taught me how to walk through the storm when your heart feel heavy and it's hard and you feeling lonely. But low key, high priest got the keys to the kingdom. High key, low enough to bring him, and I need all of what he bringing. I might go off the deep end, I just need another reason, yeah. I've been doing better than I was before. I walk with the limp cause I've been wrestling with the Holy Ghost. Deep into the spit, but still somehow I keep on floating on. Thought I lost my grip, but God reminded me He's holding on.
Go off the deep end. Give me a reason. I've been trying not.
It took a lot for me to share what I'm about to say. Extremely painful. It's my story. I deconstructed long before people knew what to call it. I know that's scary to some folks, so hold on, let me pause it. Take you back to how it started. Maybe you relate. Maybe you ain't never met me, but you know my pain. Focused on Jesus in Atlanta, fresh from Tennessee. Wasn't legalistic, catch me with a cup of Hennessy. I was speaking churches, hang with leaders and such. You know Judah, Piper, and Keller. Tony Evans was clutch. I was so involved. Never thought that I could fall, y'all. Right before the fall of 2015, I was all off. It involved killing Michael Brown. Had me feeling down, tweet about it. Christians call me clown. I was losing ground. And Vody was a hero of mine. Met with him plenty times. This time when he spoke, it cut me deeper than I realized. Doubled down, spoke about my pain. I was met with blame. Shame on you, Cray. Stop crying, get back to Jesus' name. Cut me deep. I was losing sleep. God, ain't these your sheep? Why they hate me like they do? Maybe grace is really cheap. Maybe this is all a lie. They don't really love me. They just love it when I say the things they want to hear in public. They're like following they God, me turning on black people. Is black evil? Why do they hate and attack people? I'm vulnerable and cautious. I'm reading Baldwin. Ta-Nehisi got me thinking now I'm going all in. I ain't know if God was real no more. Every day we getting killed and I can't deal no more. Started slipping in the darkness, I'm feeling heartless. Christians got me traumatized, I don't know who God is. Drinking liquor for my therapy and smoking Mary Tree. Maybe I should get divorced, I don't know why she married me. What's the purpose, what's the point? Nothing matters, I'm just matter, I'm just Adam. So there's Eve and ain't no Adam. What if Xannies let me at him? I was flowing in confusion until I dropped. Woke up in a clinical depression. Then it all stopped, sinning like Saul till I hit Damascus. God knocked me off the mule before I hit the casket. Heard a faint voice calling me late. I couldn't sleep. It said, Cray, I know you love me. I need you to feed my sheep. Tears streaming as I weep. That I heard the Lord speak. I've been running from you, but you never ran away from me. It was Christians that hurt me. It wasn't God, though. I let the church trauma turn into a God wound. I learned the Western world.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another live stream. My name is Tyler. Super excited to have you taking the time to hang out with me. I can take the headphones off. Do want to let you know that I am live right now on 3 different platforms. You can join on whichever platform works best for you. But I am live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. On YouTube and LinkedIn, I just stream under my name, Tyler Ramsby. And over on Twitch, I stream under the name Hack_Smarter. So YouTube and LinkedIn is Tyler Ramsby. Twitch, it is Hack Smarter. But yo, thank you for taking the time out of the Hacker Summer Camp week to spend a little bit of time with me learning about actually pen test report writing in today's stream. This is going to be a little bit of a different stream, different than what I normally do. Before I tell you all about it though, let me pull up chat and see who is checking in right away. We have Zero Cool with the first blood as usual. We got Cody Crooks. We got Zohaib Masood. We got Dario TG. We got Triple 4C. I'm going to turn on my lights a little bit too. Let me adjust this a little bit. I think that looks better. Mando Avila, Siddharth Singh, good to have you here. Mooley, we got Port Zero checking in. Triple 4C said, finishing college this month. That is amazing. Congratulations. We got Dustin Merritt. We got Mark Fuentes. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but we're going to roll with it. We got Hoy Manoy. We got Spoke Z. We got Anush. We got Travis. What's this song? That song, that I don't know when you asked that. I think when you asked it, it was the song Deconstruction by Lecrae. Actually, guys, it's an amazing song. We might just have to listen to it together. It's incredibly well done. If you've never heard of Lecrae, incredible rapper, y'all got to check him out. Good evening, Tyler. What up, Andrew? Travis said, dude, I got VBox working on Ubuntu and Reset My IP is ready to keep working my malware course. Amazing. Hey, welcome to the Ubuntu party. What up, JB? What up, Steve Young? What up, D-Bon Grady? We got Kaido checking in. The Kaido, like the proxy auditing toolkit that you guys have seen me showcase many times on stream. The Kaido is checking in. What up, Kaido? Good to have you here. What up, Jimmy Barrios? What up, Mooley? All right, guys. Well, let me explain to you a little bit about tonight's stream because this is going to be different than normal. My camera doesn't look right. Maybe it's just me. I'm looking at it. I have my camera set up slightly different so I can see my monitor, and I'm probably the only one that notices it. It just seems like not as high of quality, but we're going to roll with it. Oh, well. All right, let me drop OBS over to the side here. Anyways, if you missed it, I hosted a pen test report writing contest. I made a video about this on my YouTube channel, and we are selecting 3 winners who wrote the best pen test report. And in this stream, I want to announce who those winners are, and we're going to go through all 3 reports. I want to showcase their work and just show you, here are the things I really liked about these reports. Now, I will say, if you were part of that entry, we had, I think it was around 30 pen test reports that were submitted. They were amazing. Like legit, this has to be one of the most difficult contests that I've judged before. They were all super well done, but here's the thing. There was no AI reviewing it. I personally reviewed every single report, which does mean there's the human error. There is my preference for certain things. So if you did not win, I apologize, but I am just a human being. It doesn't mean your report wasn't great, but let me tell you what the winners are going to win. Also, this is going to be a shorter stream because, well, first it's DEF CON week, and I'm not actually packing now, but I'm streaming tonight, and then I want to try to get some exercise in before I go to bed. Tomorrow night, I'm streaming again, announcing the OSCP winners, which, by the way, I am giving away an OSCP voucher. That is an $1,800 value, but like, right now is your last chance to be eligible for that. You have to enroll in my hands-on phishing course before tomorrow, and I'll be drawing the winner live on stream. So let me just drop that in chat, or that link in chat. handsonphishing.hacksmarter.org. Got some custom domains. Let me make sure that's actually the right domain real quick. Let me click it myself, and it does go to it. So this is your last chance to enroll in that course if you haven't already. I will be doing the drawing live on stream tomorrow for the OSCP plus 90 days of lab access voucher. So don't tell me you didn't hear about it. I've talked about it many times, and I just dropped the link one more time there. Ready to take questions? Not taking questions yet. I want to showcase these reports. I mean, I'll take questions. Yeah, feel free to ask your questions, but I'm probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on Q&A like I usually do. But anyways, that is available there. And hey, if you do appreciate my content, Should have had all this stuff ready if I was organized, but I just got everything set up here. If you appreciate my content, I just opened up a subscription tier. Now, you don't have to subscribe. You can buy all of my courses incredibly cheap with just one-time access. Oh, what? We got Kaido with the super chat with the 10. See you in a few at DEF CON. I will be there Thursday. I'm super excited to hang out with you. But yes, Thursday I will be there. Friday I'm on the red team panel, and then Friday night is the Hack Smarter Simply Cyber meetup. But number one, if you're interested in my courses, if you go to courses.hacksmarter.org, you can see it redirects to here, and you should be able to grab my courses from Ko-Fi. You can also get them on Simply Cyber Academy, but you can get them cheaper here on Ko-Fi. So let me drop that link in chat. So you can, of course, purchase my courses one at a time. You get lifetime access. Otherwise, another deal I have for you, actually, I think it's allaccess.hacksmarter.org. Let me grab this link. If you go there, it should redirect to actually it doesn't do it for me because I'm logged in. Let me see if I can open it in incognito and maybe it will redirect for me. No, it's bugging out. Does that work for anyone else? Oh, we got a new Ko-Fi shop sale from Hoi Minoi. I don't know why that's not working. Let me just pull this up and then I will, I'll give a proper thank you. But let me get this membership thingy pulled up. That link should have redirected to it, but I think because I'm logged into Ko-Fi, it is bugging out. So let me see if there's an easy way for me to do this. I promise I know how technology works. Sometimes. Okay, here we go. So I open up this all access thing. I clearly stole the name from TCM Security, but it is what it is. It's only $25 per month. The price is going to go up, but if you get it now, you'll be locked in at that rate. It will give you access to 3 of my current courses that are out right now. And here are the courses that I have planned. I just realized I forgot one here. I'm also planning practical pen test report writing as a course. So for $25 a month, you'll get access to all of this and all of these courses as a release. You won't have to pay anything additional. So if you want to support me in that way, you can do this. If you want to pay like, hey, Tyler, I love you, so what I'm really going to pay is like that much per month. If you want to pay that much per month, you can pay what you want starting at $25 if you want to check that out. So I'll grab the link there. Otherwise, you can also just buy my courses standalone as usual, but there is the link. Let me jump back out to this now and jump back over to Ko-Fi so I can thank Hoi Minoi properly. I don't know what he bought. He bought something. We got Hoi Minoi with the hands-on phishing course. Thank you so much, my friend, for the support. I hope you win the OSCP tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, looking at chat. Yeah, I know. I should use Firefox container tabs. I even know about it, but I'm so like when I have the habit of just doing incognito for everything, it's hard to break out of the habit. But all right, let's pull up this contest information. And I'll explain to you what these 3 people are going to win. I don't even remember off the top of my head, to be honest with you guys. If you follow my YouTube channel, I've been like grinding hard. I mean, I release a video almost every single day, plus live streams. Like it has been a grind. So from contest to contest, from thing to thing, I don't even remember all the details of each contest. So let me scroll up. So here was the contest information. You had to submit a professional penetration test report for the Vuln Lawyers lab on Hacking Hub, or mission on Hacking Hub. You should treat the organization as a real organization, and your pen test report should identify and rate the vulnerabilities just like a real client. Number 2, the report must be submitted by July 28th to be reviewed. If you submitted after July 28th, you are not considered, simply because I asked Adam on July 29th, hey, send me all the reports that were submitted so far. If you submitted a report and it says like pending, that is okay. All of them are pending. I asked Adam about that, and he wisely did not publish the reports until after the contest because he didn't want people to copy one another. So you just had to submit the report then. And the top 3 winners will be announced today All winners will receive a course bundle on Hacking Hub. So you're going to get a course from Nahamsek, which I think is like a $100 value. A course from John Hammond, I think also a $50 or $100 value. And you'll also get my hands-on phishing course as well. So you win all 3 of those course bundles, and the top 3 winners who wrote the best reports, in my opinion. So there's human error there. Even if you didn't win, it doesn't mean you didn't do a good job. Seriously, all the reports were amazing. So let me go ahead and get these reports pulled up. And then I'll go back to sharing my screen and I'll walk you through the reason I chose these 3 reports. You know, I feel like I may have to download a few of these because they're PDFs. So give me just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Or if you have questions about hacking, you can also ask those. All right, here's this one. Grab this one. And by a show of hands, let me know in chat if you submitted a report for this contest. I would love to know if you're watching. You don't have to be in attendance to win, but it would be cool to hear from you. All right, that one I don't have to download. This one I do need to download, so let me save this one. And this one I'm also going to download. All right, and boom. Okay. Let me look at chat. Let me see what I'm missing. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. If you guys had questions, I'll try to knock them out real quick. I'm going to scroll through chat. Thank you again, Hoimanoi, for purchasing the hands-on phishing course. You are this stream's MVP next to Kaido with the super chat. You're both amazing. Hey, Tyler, I just finished the Intro to AWS Pentesting course. Congratulations, Suspect 999. If you have not created walkthroughs for the 2 capstone challenges, make sure you do. Post them on LinkedIn, tag me in it. I would love to check it out. What, D-Bong Grady, good to see you. Doesn't work for you, but by the way. Oh, does that link not work? That's odd. I'll have to mess with it. I don't know why it's not working here. Let me try it on my phone. I'm actually curious. Here, no, you guys test it for me. If you guys go to that link, does it work? I'm going to open it in a different browser real quick. It does not. It just redirects me to the login page. Does that do that to you guys as well? I'll have to fix that. I'll fix it later, though. It makes you log in? Okay. Well, I'll fix that later. Thank you for the information. So instead, what you can do is go to redirect to login. Okay, thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you checking that for me. I don't know if I can fix it easily on stream, so I'm probably not going to fix it now. But let me... Actually, you know what? I have a paid ad for that. I should probably fix it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for letting me know it takes you to the login page. I'm going to see if on stream I can fix that real quick. So as I do this, once again, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. I apologize that I'm fixing it now, but it is what it is. So it would be a good way... So how about this one? Can you guys tell me this one? What about this link right here? That really long one with like the B28. Can you guys tell me where that, if that redirects you as well? Be amazing if you tell me if that one works for you. That works, okay. Interesting. And I think I see the issue. So that URL updates. And so all access page. Okay, cool. Let me save this redirect. What if there's a better way to do this? Can you add a crypto payment method? I don't know how. You got to ask my friend Crypto King. I don't know about that crypto craziness. I don't know how any of that works, to be honest with you. It works. All access page. Okay. Good to know. I'm seeing if there's a way. All right. What about this link? No, that's lame. So there's not a good way for me to do that. Thinking in my head right now how the best way for me to fix this. Oh, if I click membership. Here we go. I got it. This should bring you to the membership tiers. I'm going to drop that as well. And now I have a way I can fix this. So I'm going to update the redirect to go there. I don't know how long it takes for the redirect to update, but once it updates, that should take people to the membership page. All right, cool. Anyways, that I just updated the all access link as well, so that should automatically fix that issue as well. But if you look at this page right here, if you do want to join HackSmarter Access, you can see it here. I also have HackSmarter Team. This is early access to the tier, and HackSmarter Partners. I kind of simplified the memberships. There was a third membership in between those. That membership is still here, still around. If you are part of that member, I think it was called HackSmarter Support. You also get a complimentary mock interview and or resume review, but I just took that one so it's not public, just to keep it simple with 3 membership tiers, if you're wondering about that. Oh, thank you guys. Really do appreciate it. Just a quick knowledge test for you. Can you retrieve any incognito history and detail from a browser? Can you show it on screen as a demo at the end? I don't know what you're asking. I just realized my camera. What is going on, guys? Did my camera just zoom in on me? All right, whatever. Things are weird. Things are weird right now. It must be Hacker Summer Camp. I may have accidentally clicked something on it, but oh well. Let's go ahead and knock out this contest information, shall we? Yeah, zoomed in a bit. I didn't do that. My phone was bugged out. It was showing the monitor, and so I went to fix it, and then it zoomed in. But hey, I actually think this looks better, so we'll stick with it. This is what I wanted, a more close, not so far out. Anyways, I apologize for like the hot mess of a stream so far of fixing things on the spot. But thank you again for your patience and for hanging out. Now we're going to go through those 3 Pentest report winners. If you are one of the winners, I will reach out to you directly to give you the information on redeeming those courses. Now I'll just be upfront with you. Adam and Nahamsek are both at DEF CON. They're going to be there. I'm also going to be heading to DEF CON. So it might be next week when we get all those vouchers to you, but I'll do my best to get them to you as soon as possible. But just know, many people are traveling. Many people are not around. And there's only so much I can do. I don't have access to all the Hacking Hub stuff. That being said, we have 3 winners of the Pentest report writing contest. Winner number 1 is Remnexnint, if I'm saying that correct. Now, I told everyone to write the report like a real Pentest report, and each person had a little bit of a different approach to it, but I kid you not. When I was reviewing the 30 different reports, many of them were better written than a professional pen tester, like legit. You guys did an amazing job. And hey, Gopal, quit spamming your question in chat. I'm not focused on that right now. We're doing this. If you ask the question the 3rd time, then I'll get mad. Anyways, looking at each one of these, every single person did an amazing job. And many of them really were just as good, if not better, than many of the professional pen test reports I see as a pen tester. But let's dive into this first one. First of all, I absolutely love just the way this cover page works. I don't know if this logo is AI generated, if it's something they made, but it looks really good. You have confidential up there, which is good to always have that as part of a pen test report. And we have the Vuln Lawyers pen test report. We have our test date of July 2025. I'll zoom in on here. And our principal tester of Noah with, of course, his last name censored there. Table of contents. Now, anytime you're writing a pen test report, you should begin with the table of contents. It's even better if your table of contents is clickable, so you can click into it and jump through each one. Recording this review. So this review is live on my YouTube channel, but all of this live stream will be available on my YouTube channel. So I'm not going to probably make a standalone video, but anyone can watch this live stream. So it is technically recorded, yes. But anyways, it's always a good idea to begin with the table of contents. It's even better. Like you notice, I don't know if you can see down here in my browser, but if I click into one of these, it drops down to that. That's also excellent. Whether you're doing it like this or in a PDF, your table of contents should be interactive, so whoever's reviewing the report can very quickly jump from section to section. But we can look at this table of contents. It begins with a confidentiality notice, an executive summary, an engagement overview, limitations, testing methodology, findings, remediation, tactical attack breakdown, technical remediations, and appendices of overall evaluation, risk rating, tools used, engagement point of contact. Absolutely an amazing job with this pen test report. I was very impressed, hence why you're one of the winners. We have this report contains sensitive information. I'm not going to read everything because these reports are really long. People spent a lot of work on these, but I do want to skim through this. Beginning with a confidentiality notice is super important because, once again, treating this like a real pen test report, this is highly sensitive data. So he has, or she, I don't want to assume the gender, they have this information right here on how this report is confidential. From there, we drop into an executive summary. Between 10th July and 24th, Fake Company performed an external black box web app penetration test for vuln lawyers. The recommendations provided in this report are structured to facilitate remediation of the identified security risks. This document serves as a formal letter of attestation for the recent vuln lawyers company black box pen test report. You know what I should do, guys? If you want to grab this and learn from it yourself, I'll drop the links to each report as we review them so you can pull it up yourself. We have this. Now, this threw me off a little bit, to be honest. We have this grade right here. I wouldn't recommend giving like a letter grade for a pen test. Then it feels almost like a school assignment. Now, later on, he does explain the evaluation here, which I found helpful. But that would be one kind of thing that I don't like about this report. Instead of giving a grade, give an overall risk rating between critical, high, medium, lower, informational. Grade just makes me think of school. Outside of that, it says testing identified 10 vulnerabilities, which you'll notice are more vulnerabilities than are actually in the vuln lawyer's mission, at least to solve the mission. And that's what I wanted people to do. The difference between a CTF and a pen test is a CTF, you're just trying to get a shell. A pen test is a much more holistic overview of the environment. And that's one of the things this person did really well. Among these, there were 3 key vulns ranging from critical to high. We have plain text password storage, we have an IDOR, and we have brute force due to lack of rate limiting. If we go through the engagement overview, I'll let you read that on your own, but just explaining it's a black box penetration test, looking for things outlined in the OWASP top 10, and we have some limitations, and this is super helpful. The assessment was conducted under defined scope and with explicit constraints provided prior to testing. Infrastructure level testing, including backend server enum, network layer probing, and denial of service was explicitly out of scope. And I believe that information is actually in a Hacking Hub. So they pulled that information down and added it to the limitations. We have our domains tested, our subdomains permitted. That is technically a typo right there, but still good. And then we have a whole section on testing methodology, which this can be basically boilerplate from report to report, but having this information in your pen test report, incredibly helpful, beginning with reconnaissance to mapping to vulnerability analysis to exploitation to reporting. So amazing job on all of this. And then what they do is they go through each one of these findings. This will give us a high-level overview. Technical remediations will be found in that section. And I love how they do this. We have our finding ID, we have the impact, full compromise, we have the evidence, and we have recommendations for each one of these. We have the IDOR right here. Once again, finding ID, impact, evidence, recommendation, brute force on the login function. There we go. If Kaido is still in chat, many of the people, I think almost all of them, no, there's a handful I saw burp. The majority of the people, though, who did these reports used Kaido for the reports, which I thought was very cool. Anyways, we have a full account takeover of lawyer accounts due to a brute force attack, and they recommend rate limiting MFA and enforce stronger password policies. And you can see they have a screenshot here from Kaido showing a successful brute force attack. The only thing I wish they would have done is put like a red box around the successful one just to highlight what was successful, but still not that big of a deal. We have information disclosure. These are the subdomains that were discovered via FFUF, and we have a screenshot there. We have information disclosure via redirect body. This is where there was a URL for lawyers only, and we have the flag information there as well. How can you know if they're doing plain text password search from a black box pen test? Well, this is why. If you do the Vuln Lawyer's mission, it's actually pretty obvious, but it's because there's actually an IDOR here that is printing the password to you in clear text or in plain text if you abuse the IDOR. So that's how you know that. If you do the Vuln Lawyer's mission, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, let me scroll through. By the way, this Vuln Lawyer's mission, guys, is completely free. You can make an account in Hacking Hub and do this right now. Here's what another thing that really stood out to me about this report that a lot of people missed. We don't generally think of outdated software components as something to report on a pen test, but it is. And that's, once again, you cannot think like a CTF. You have to think like a penetration tester, much more holistic approach. We have a use of outdated software, Nginx 1.22.0. We have outdated jQuery. We have outdated Bootstrap, so a few outdated JavaScript libraries. This one I thought was very well thought, this UI misrepresentation. Now, at the end of Vuln Lawyers, what you need to do is delete a case. If you delete the case, you're able to get the final flag. And it says, when logged into Shane Karen's, pressing the delete case button causes the case to disappear from Shane's view. Upon leaving the page and coming back, the case returns. In other words, the case is not fully deleted. And it says, ensure that all destructive actions, including case deletions, are handled at the backend level with verifiable state changes. All user-facing features must reflect the true state of the underlying data. Once again, not a vulnerability that you were supposed to find in it, but this person treated this like a real pen test and thought, how could this be abused by an attacker? How could this mislead a user? And they added that to the report. And we have an informational inconsistent Nginx version in the header link. Different versions of Nginx, you can see that 1.18.0. And like, I'm telling you guys, this is better than many, if not most, professional pen test reports. So whoever this author is, seriously, you killed it. You did an amazing job. And then at the bottom, they have a table showing the ones that need to be remediated, removing the informationals, because informationals are more like in combination with other vulnerabilities, can they be exploited? They have the priority, estimated effort, target fix, and some key compliance drivers. Whoops, I didn't mean to click into the ISO links, but very well done there. We have the technical attack breakdown. I won't walk through all of this, but for every finding that they found, they gave you detailed technical steps in order to reproduce the finding. With the technical overview, I'll scroll through, literally for all of these. Now, look at this. Like, for example, password stored in clear text. They even give you an example of how to do secure hashing, how to do a password reset flow, like all in this report. Absolutely amazing job on this pen test report. And this was, I think, my favorite one out of all of them. This was incredibly well done. I sent you the link. I'll let you guys dig into this. But here's the matrix. That'd be my other, like, minor feedback is when you give the F, if you're going to give an F in the beginning, this matrix should be in the beginning of it. Like in the executive summary, when you're giving the overall score, this matrix should also be there so the client can very quickly see, okay, I got an F, what does that mean? And we have that information. We have the risk rating matrix. We have the tools used. Once again, if Kaido was still in chat, we got another shout out to Kaido right there. We have the appendix on the engagement points of contact and the end of report. Mind blown. Have you already announced the winner of the Pentest report? We're going through those right now. I'm going through all 3 top reports and showing them off. But this was, if I had to pick a number 1 winner, I would pick this person. They did an amazing job, but thankfully there's 3 winners. So Seriously, Noah, blank, blank, blank. I will be reaching out to you via email. I don't even have your email, but I'm pretty sure Adam will have it since you made an account at Hacking Hub. Otherwise, if you see this, you can reach out to me. I'll just have to verify your identity. But awesome job. Seriously, kudos. Hey, thank you, Katie, for stopping by. What up, Robin? He's going over the first report now, exactly. I think someone asked, am I in my basement or my office? If you see the brick wall behind me, then I'm in my basement. And most of the time at night, this is where you're going to find me. All right, let's drop into the second report. This one isn't as flashy, obviously, but still really well done. Oh, I can't give you guys this direct link from here. Let me stop sharing my screen and just grab it from my Discord real quick. Because obviously I downloaded the PDF. All right, there. I just dropped the link to this report. And now we'll walk through this one. So we have a Vuln Lawyer Security Assessment Findings Report, Business Confidential. I love that they have the date and they also have the version, as in, hey, if we modify this report, then we know what version we are working with. And we have page 1 of 29. So when I say people legit spent a lot of time on these reports, I mean it. They did an absolutely amazing job. So we begin with our table of contents, just like the other one. And you can see good pen test reports follow similar formats. You can study good pen test reports and you'll be able to make your own. Notice that every single thing is clickable and it provides a page number. So we have our confidentiality statement, disclaimer, contact information, assessment overview, assessment components, severity ratings, risk factors, scope, executive summary, vulnerability summary, and report card, and technical findings, and breakdown of each finding and conclusion and next steps. Oh yeah, smash that like button. We have actually more than 70 across the 3 different platforms. We're hitting about 90 people watching this. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button, share, subscribe, do super chats, buy all the courses, do all the things. I'll drop a real quick link to my courses. If you want to learn how to become a hacker, check out my courses. They're incredibly affordable. Courses.hacksmarter.org. Anyways, we have the confidentiality statement just like the other one. Another incredible job. We have Tech with Z. And we have a disclaimer. This, I really like this because it's true. A penetration test is viewed as a snapshot in time. The findings and recommendations are based on the information obtained during the evaluation and do not include any changes or revisions made beyond that period. Time-limited engagements do not allow for a comprehensive assessment of all security controls. TWZ prioritizes the evaluation to find the most vulnerable security controls an attacker may exploit. So good stuff right there. Dark mode reports plus 10 points. I agree. But, oh, Xandro right here. Thank you, Xandro. Amazing report. Tech with a Z. And once again, I'm not going to go through each one of these in deep detail because it's very similar to the first one because they both did a good job and followed standard pen test reporting. But we have an assessment overview, including phases of the penetration test. We have the assessment components. This one was, of course, a web application penetration test, and it goes into detail about what a web application penetration test is. And then we have the finding severity ratings using CVSS version 3 scores from informational up to critical. And we have risk is measured by 2 factors, likelihood and impact. This is actually how I do my real pen test reports, very similar to this right here. And we have scope information, which is always important because when you do a pen test report, the client gives you a scope. The difference between a pen tester and a criminal is pen testers stay within scope. So it's always important to have scoping details in your report and also having scope exclusion. So here, denial of service attacks were out of scope and phishing and social engineering attacks were out of scope. And here's the other thing, this client allowances, this gave them a +1 in my book because they paid attention to detail. When you do the Vuln Lawyer's mission, you're provided some word lists that you use for password spraying and username enumeration. And this author took the time to break this down and explain one client allowance is, hey, here's a word list that we are given. The Alexi said that actually looks very similar to how I make them for work. Exactly. Like if you're a pen tester, you know how well done and written these reports are as people doing it to win a contest, like crazy well done. We have our executive summary here, of course, as well, our scoping and time limitations, Our testing summary, I'll let you read through this, but essentially the testing summary, he gives a high-level overview of the main vulnerabilities that he was able to find and exploit. Oh, yo, Xandro, are you on LinkedIn? This is your report, right? Here, let me scroll up. I'm pretty sure that's you. Yes! Dude, Xandro, congratulations on being one of 3 winners. The reports were really hard to grade and go through. So, dude, you did an amazing job. If everyone in chat, I don't know if you guys can see Xandro. Yo, you can because it shows up on the screen. Everyone tells Xandro, congratulations. This is his report that we are looking at right now. All right, let me scroll back through down here. Testing summary, I just talked about that. And then it says, hey, for further details, see the technical findings section, which we will get to. We also have some tester notes and recommendations. I like this. Now, the same way I write my pen test reports is before I dive into the technical details, I give high-level overview. I'll say, here are the top strengths of the environment, and here are the top weaknesses. I think it's good to always mention strengths as a positive, but it says, during testing, a few things stood out: a poor password policy, insufficient authentication controls, etc., etc., etc. We advise that they review its current password policy and consider a policy of 15 characters or more. And then we have key strengths and weaknesses. So exactly what I was talking about. Now, if I could nitpick one minor thing, I always recommend on a pen test report including at least 3 different strengths. I think it just shows that you tested the environment fully. So you have like a checklist, even the OWASP checklist that you're going against. And every time you find something they do well, list it as a strength. A lot of my pen test reports will have 4 to 6 different strengths saying, hey, here are some things you did really well. Because a pen test report is not just hacking all the things, but doing a good evaluation of the controls and telling them, hey, pat on your back, here are some things that you did well. And now we have the key weaknesses identified during the assessment, which we'll dig into. And look at this, like this looks so nice. Vulnerability summary and report card. We have 3 criticals, 3 highs, 2 mediums, 0 lows, and 0 informationals. We have insufficient password complexity. We have plain text password storage. We have insufficient lockout policy. We have insufficient authentication controls. We have an IDOR. We have information disclosure. We have hidden endpoint exposure. We have information disclosure via HTTP headers. This, like, once again, if I had to be nitpicky, information disclosure via HTTP headers, I would argue that's more low or informational. Unless you can exploit the information disclosure, it's not quite a medium, but that's just my personal opinion. Other than that, I really like this. I also want to point out to you that between this report and this report, both were incredibly well done, but slightly different findings. This is the importance of a pen test team. Having multiple people looking at a client's environment, because you are likely going to see something I don't see and vice versa. We have the technical findings. So here he's going to break down each one of the findings like we saw in the previous report, give some high-level overview, and then the technical steps to reproduce it. So we have a description. Well, we have the title right there. We have a description, a CVSS score, the risk, the impact, the system. So in other words, the affected endpoint, the tools used. So another shout out to Kaido. And we have the steps to reproduce with very nice screenshots, including red boxes. And I also want to point this out. Whoops. I don't know why it does that. One thing he did really good that I do on real pen test reports, notice that he censored passwords and he censored tokens. You should always do this when you're doing a pen test report. Anything sensitive in the report should be censored. You should not include them in plain text. In other words, an attacker shouldn't get their hands on your report and be able to know users' passwords. All of that should be censored. So once again, absolutely amazing job. And we have a caption. Every image in your report should have a caption. I'll scroll through here. I'll let you read through this. We also have remediation guidelines, which I find really helpful. So we have the plain text password storage. Again, we have very nice steps to reproduce. Once again, images are censored. We have the caption remediation. Insufficient lockout policy showing that brute force attacks are possible. We have it going right here. Payloads are censored, but still showing that it is possible. He's highlighting the red box showing that he sent 500 different requests through there, and he was never rate limited. Insufficient authentication controls, MFA, saying, hey, MFA is not enabled. You might want to enable that. That would have stopped some of these attacks in the process. showing nice URLs, red boxes, censoring the flag. Very well done. We have the I-door leading to privilege escalation. You have all the technical details, steps to reproduce. Once again, censoring any personal data. Showing the attack path here, censoring the token. Scroll through some of these, but just you get an idea of what a really well done and well written pen test report looks like. What I really love is just the red boxes and the highlighting the things that matter. Amazing job with that. You guys can look through all of this yourself and even copy the template for yourself. And we have conclusion and next steps, so kind of a high-level overview of the report in the last page. Once again, kudos. Amazing job on this report. I told you guys this one was my favorite, but like each time I look at them, now I think this one's my favorite. I can't even put into words, guys, how hard it was to identify 3 winners. So many people did an amazing job. But congrats again to, sorry, I'm blanking on your name. Zandro. So Zandro, I'm guessing you're still here over on LinkedIn. Congratulations on being a winner. You may have been gone when I shared in the beginning. I will contact all the winners directly. I will say that many of us are going to be at DEF CON, including all of the Hacking Hub team and me. So I may not be able to get those vouchers to you until next week, but I promise I will get them to you. So congrats on winning. Let me get a drink of water. We'll look at our final report. All right, here is our final report from Alexander. Oh, let me stop sharing my screen. Let me grab the link from Discord for this report as well, in case you guys want it for your own records or to follow along. All right, there we go. You should have it now. Now let's go ahead and dive into this report. So we have the Vuln Lawyers Hacking Hub Penetration Test Report. First, just look at this cover page. Just look at it. It is very well done. We have Vuln Lawyers LLC. Attention, Taylor R. I think they mean Tyler R. So I guess one knock is if they're trying to spell my name, they spelled it wrong, which is kind of important for a pen test report. But I still like all of this information. We have report version again, super well done. So hey, maybe there's a remediated report and you want to update the report version to 2.0. We have our table of contents. Once again, you can see all of it is clickable and very similar to what we saw before. We have our engagement contacts, our executive summary, our methodology, our compromise walkthrough, our remediation summary, the technical findings in detail, and then the appendix. I like this engagement contacts page. So maybe it wasn't Taylor R because they spelled Tyler R correct there, but I am the CISO. As you can see, the Chief Information Security Officer of Vuln Lawyers. We have Ben over here as the CEO, Nahamsek, and we have John Hammond as the CTO. That is, if we ever founded an organization, that would be a cool team. We also have Adam Langley. He's not on here, but he's also an amazing person. He's the co-founder of Hacking Hub. Very technical, very smart person. We have Alexander here as the assessor contact. And hey, we have his LinkedIn URL right here. Can I click into that? Oh, that's going to open up my personal LinkedIn. I can't. I want to just highlight. Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to drop it, but I was going to drop it in chat, but it's not letting me click into it properly. Our executive summary, we have the approach, specifying that it was done from a black box approach and specifying the dates. This is important. Anytime you're doing a pen test report, you should have the timeline of when you began the engagement and when you ended the engagement, so the client can look at their logs, look at your attacks, and understand, hey, this is who was in our environment. Testing was performed from a non-evasive standpoint, etc., etc. We have the identified vulnerabilities. We have a C1 weak password policy, H1 I-door, M1 information disclosure, M2 user information, and I1 are informational use of outdated JavaScript libraries. We have the assessment overview and recommendations. This is saying, hey, high level, here are some of the things you should do. Strong password policy, strict access control, information disclosure, public access, review and update JavaScript, etc., etc. And now look at this graph. Would you just look at it? This is actually what my real Pentest reports look like. I have a graph like this in my Pentest reports, similar anyways, where he gives a high-level overview. We have the 1 critical, 1 high, 2 mediums, 1 informational. We have our methodology just saying, hey, we followed the OWASP top 10. Our objective was to evaluate security posture of the web app. Absolutely amazing job. We have the scope, which I've already talked about the importance of scope, but you can see all good Pentest reports have many things in common. We have a high-level walkthrough, what I would call the attack narrative, giving a narrative of how the attack was done and how the web application was compromised. Now, when I do Pentest reports, I don't generally do a full walkthrough like this for a web app, but I do it for internals. Every internal I've done, I've been able to get domain admin. And so in my internal pen test, I'll have something similar to this, a technical walkthrough or a high-level walkthrough where I guide them in narrative format. I did this, I did this, I did this, and then I pwned you and got domain admin, but of course in a way that's a little more helpful. But I like this. It gives a compromised walkthrough, then a detailed overview, including screenshots, showing that login and stuff was found. You can see every screenshot, every picture has a caption on it. Very helpful there. So high-level overview, this is everything that I compromised, is what this person is saying. Then we get down to remediation summary. I like this. On the remediation summary, they have short-term remediations, medium-term, and long-term. It's unique. I didn't see any of the other Pentest reports do that, but I enjoy it. I like it. I enjoyed the way that they did that, and they addressed each one of the vulnerabilities that they found. We have the technical finding details. This is where they walk it through step by step for every single finding. So we have C1 or critical 1, weak password policy. We have an overview. We have the details on how it was exploited. We have the steps to reproduce. We have impact, and we have recommendations for remediation. We do the same thing for the IDOR here. Same thing for the information disclosure. Just super well done. Same thing for user information via public endpoint, the /users. Showing this, giving you the curl command. I really like this as well. If you can show the client how to reproduce with the curl command, that's helpful, because then it's like you can script kiddie your way through it. And even someone who's not super technical but understands some commands from the terminal would be able to reproduce this in their environment. Screenshots with white background equals better for printing. Exactly. You're spot on. If you've ever watched Black Hill InfoSec's webcast on report writing, that's actually what they recommend. Using screenshots with white backgrounds or light backgrounds because it prints better. Use of outdated JavaScript libraries that correctly identify this as informational. The one thing you'll notice when you read about outdated JavaScript libraries is it will say like, hey, it is possible, like cross-site scripting might be possible, but if you've ever studied the requirements, it's like, hey, it's only possible on Tuesdays when the moon is out and you have this specific configuration in your web app. So it's usually like, yes, it is possible to exploit these, but unlikely. So I also report them as informationals when I have outdated JavaScript libraries. It's not something you report on a bug bounty, but once again, bug bounty and pen testing are not the same. CTFs and pen testing are not the same. A holistic overview should report things like outdated JavaScript libraries. So kudos for that. Many people did not report these things. We have impact and recommendations. We have the disclaimer showing that it's from the lab. We have the appendix of the subdomain discovery. If there's more, I'm sure he would add that. I love this. The appendix of compromised users showing, hey, here's how I compromised this user, and here's the notes that they gave us access to. Highlighting Shane with staff manager portal access. And that is the end of the report. So, I mean, I wish I could go through all the reports with you guys. Maybe I should do a stream like that sometime where people just like submit reports and I spend the entire stream going through the reports and saying, hey, here's what you did well, here's what you did bad, here's what you should work on. I just don't know if anyone really wants to spend the time writing an entire Pentest report just for me to review it. But if you want to, reach out to me. It would be a fun live stream, I think, to break down some reports and just give some high-level overview. Here's how to work and get better on your Pentest report writing from me, who does Pentest reports all of the time. But you guys did an amazing job. We were supposed to submit our reports on Hacking Hub write-up section. Yep, exactly. If you submit your report there, I got it. It probably says it's pending because Adam was waiting to publish the reports until the end of the contest. But this is the 3 winners. So once again, I will reach out to all of you individually. I'll give you that voucher information, but congratulations on winning the contest. Each one of you did an amazing job, all the winners, but everyone who submitted a report, you all did an incredible job. I wish I could reward all of you. You know, maybe I could. I need to think about that. I'm not going to announce anything publicly, but let me think of a way that I can reward everyone who submitted a report. I think there was 30 of you, whether it's like 50% off one of my courses or give you a course for free. I'm not sure. Stay tuned. If you submitted a report, I'll try to reach out to you. It's not going to be this week, probably not next week. I am booked with things, but I'll try to reward you in some way for being part of the contest. Otherwise, if you're going to be at DEF CON, I'll buy you a drink. Come to the Hacksmarter meetup. I'm paying a bunch of money for an open bar. Me and Jerry are. I'll buy you a drink for being part of the contest. Anyways, guys, that's everything I have planned for tonight's stream. This is obviously a much shorter stream. I have so many things I need to do to get prepped for DEF CON. Oh, did I miss an announcement on Discord? No, I didn't post an announcement. I realized that I was going live at the same time as the weekly meeting, and I don't want to pull people away from that. I would have joined the weekly meeting, but like I said before, way too many things I'm trying to get done before I leave for DEF CON. I'm streaming today and I'm streaming tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I have to go to bed super early so I can get on a plane super early on Thursday. So I will be back on tomorrow, roughly the same time. Tomorrow, we're going to announce the winner of the OSEP voucher. So once again, if you're just tuning in, I am giving away an OSEP voucher and 90 days of lab access. That is an $1,800 value, and you still have a chance to win right now. Well, you're not going to win right now, but you have a chance to win. I'll show you how to enter. So I'm going to drop a link to my phishing course in chat. There is my phishing course, handsonphishing.hacksmarter.org. If you go there, it'll bring you to my Ko-Fi. And you can get the course for $32 or more. If you want to pay more, I had one person pay $35, which is amazing. But pay what you can, starting at $32. You can see everything that my course covers. It is really well done, if I can say so myself. But I teach how to do full phishing campaigns from the perspective of a red teamer or pen tester. Everything from purchasing domains to bypassing MFA to doing pretext phone calls to spoofing phone numbers. Hack all the things. But all you need to do is enroll in this course before tomorrow. All right, tomorrow night, that is when I will be announcing the winner of the OSEP voucher. I only have one to give away, but everyone who enrolls in this course before then will be eligible to win. So stay on the lookout for that. I'll jump on stream tomorrow. We'll do the giveaway. I think we'll also do some Active Directory hacking tomorrow night. We'll just kind of see how the night goes and how many more things I have to do for DEF CON. But thank you all so much for taking the time to hang out with me. Let me find somebody to raid. Now, if you're new to Twitch terminology, to raid someone, means we take all of our viewers on Twitch and we send them to them to show some love. So if you're not watching on Twitch, come join. About all this courses is for the cause. Thank you, Ruben. Seriously, you're amazing. Fish slips not included either. Let me drop a link to my Twitch real quick. So come join the Twitch so you can be part of the raid. Let me see who is streaming right now. Turn this down and jump out to my main browser. InfoSec streams. Is BlazeBits or Shy Hat or someone streaming? Oh, we got the Shy Hat. Okay, cool. I love the Shy Hat. The Shy Hat is an incredible instructor. Streams all the time on Twitch. Let's go ahead and raid him. Let me get this raid set up real quick. And when we jump in the raid, make sure you say hack smarter, not harder in the raid. Or in the chat. As soon as we go in there, spam chat with hack smarter, not harder. He will know who we are. You can only be part of the raid though if you're on Twitch. So if you're not on Twitch, come watch on Twitch. And the raid is ready to go. Make sure you guys hit ready up or whatever. Get ready for the raid. I don't know what you actually click from your viewpoint. But click so you're part of the raid. Thank you again for taking the time to hang out with me. I will be back tomorrow night to announce the OSCP voucher winner and to likely do some Active Directory hacking, all before packing and getting ready for DEF CON. So thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next